Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0 coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are SocialBlade.
We are SocialBlade. Tonight is the show that we see the nuts. Jason has them on the screen. Those are Jason's SocialBlade nuts.
Yeah.
Tonight's show is probably going to be an extended one because there's going to be a hot, heavy, and very, very large and loud debate going on. We invite you and your friends and your relatives and loved ones, and even people you don't like, to come to the show tonight and listen as we end the debate. Tonight, a definitive winner will be declared. Is it Twitter? Is it Facebook? Who really rules in social media? That is the question. Patrick, how was your week, though? That wasn't a cough. That was just this Twitter. Subliminal slipped in every Twitter now and then that gives us the opportunity to express our Twitterosity and also Twitterness. Patrick, how was your week? No, wait, you're a Facebook fan. Never mind. Jason.
Oh.
No, Patrick. Seriously, Patrick, how was your week this week? No. We're gonna fight fair.
So that's how we're gonna play it.
Just because Jason's running one video, I'm running the other in the call. I mean, just because technically speaking, we do have it arranged. I'm not gonna, just because I have control over the volume and all that stuff.
Treat you like Aaron.
Urgo, you remember the code word.
Thank you, Pat.
If I say nuts, that means take Patrick off the air immediately.
Look, I am.
Probably there.
Wow.
Do I need to turn off the internet?
Sure. And that is my son, everyone, who is currently on the broadcast, asking me if he needs to turn off the internets. These are the kind of questions I deal with from a 14-year-old. He conspires. He has this master plan that one day before he graduates from high school, he's going to actually turn the internet completely off. So that's the goal. And just take it out. Just leave. Just go. We're recording this even. You're live on the air.
Awesome.
No, it's not awesome. Go away.
Well, everybody can hear me say
Awesome.
They can hear you say yes.
Yes.
I'm so going to beat his butt at Modern Warfare 2 tonight.
Quickly, ask him if he's Twitter or Facebook, JD.
Are you Twitter or Facebook? Twitter. He said Twitter.
I heard Twitter.
I did hear Twitter.
I heard Digg.
Wow. That's funny. It's interesting.
Disqualified.
Most modern teenagers, you can find them on Facebook. Not so much on the Twitter.
He is a YouTuber. He's just to put in perspective. At 14 years old, he's already been banned from YouTube twice. Attaboy.
Oh, God.
Perfect.
So now officially he's 30.
Tell him to go to break.com. They probably won't ban him.
That's why I don't want to
Are
tell
you
him.
kidding me? I've been banned more there than anywhere else.
Well, not everywhere else.
Yeah.
Gosh, what an exciting show! I'm like all jittery and giggly and just loaded with vile contempt as well as utter anticipation of complete and total annihilation of the Facebook crowd. Tonight we are going to do the Twitter versus Facebook debate. But before we do that, we're going to jump right into stories. Why? Because this week is jam-packed with social media greatness and love. Our first story comes from south of the border.
That's right. That's right. And by south of the border, he means Mexico, of course. So basically, there was a story in Mashable the other day, and essentially, Mexico might be the first country to officially regulate Twitter through legislation. And it's interesting for a few reasons. One, I think it opens the floodgates in Mexico, like, first Twitter, then things like Facebook and other social networks, and who knows, they may even go as far as to regulate things like search and such. Because the arguments are basically that drug cartels and other sort of undesirable kind of folks like criminals and killers and such are utilizing Twitter to coordinate, their operations, which is pretty crazy. Because Twitter is totally public domain, but who knows? There could be a lot of ways that they might be manipulating the infrastructure for their not so nice. So it's an interesting read. If you have a chance, we'll make sure to get you guys a link. yeah, I mean, I just think it's crazy that one criminals and drug cartel people are just utilizing Twitter in such a way that is helping them achieve their goals, and two, I just think that it's really pretty amazing that technology has come this far, that what has essentially been all the rage in the US is all Twitter, but outside of the US it's interesting how Twitter kind of falls into place and kind of holds its position as a social network that's being used for cybercrime, or not even cybercrime, but real crime. And so basically, I mean, Mexico's response is that, hey, we're going to write this bill, we're going to make policing and regulating spaces online such as Twitter part of the police force's job. And I'm not personally a fan of the Mexican police to begin with. They're one of the most corrupt policing organizations in the world. So I'm not sure if this is a great move, but at the same time, Mexico thinks that they've got a Twitter problem with los tuiteros. But what do you guys think?
Me first,
Well-
please.
Go ahead, Patrick. You
Me
first.
first, please. Let me start by saying that every Wednesday there are a series of stories that are put into a room called Google Docs, and we go and look at them. And we pick them out on Wednesday. Now, Victor was there Wednesday, as was I. But before we showed up, Urgo and JD, look, you stopped me, didn't you? Are you there?
No, I never said nuts.
Okay.
Nuts.
And before Victor and I could show up, JD and Aaron and Urgo, no, not Aaron, I'm sorry, JD.
Yeah, Aaron.
JD and Urgo and Aaron already had picked Victor. They stereotyped Victor into doing this story. And I just think it's a shame. But please, stay tuned later while I do a story on an autistic kid who drew a picture for his mom.
Thanks, Pat. I appreciate the support. But no, but really, it's an interesting story, and yeah, I guess I'm like the resident Mexican, so sure, I'll go ahead and cover the story, no problems. It's I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I think the story's relevant, but at the same time, there's a lot going on. I mean, you just got to take everything into account. Maybe I know something about Mexico other people don't, which is probably not true.
Let's just hold on real
If
quick.
it makes you feel any better, if it was about Canada, it would be my story. So,
I agree.
And here's the thing, to be perfectly fair, we did conspire. Patrick is correct. But what we conspired to do was because Victor is the lone middle person. He is not decided on Twitter or Facebook, and this was an attempt on our part, and albeit it was probably an ill-conceived attempt, but we thought, here's a Twitter story, let's get him riled up about Twitter and demonstrate, because in this particular case, notice that Mexico did not consider Facebook important enough to regulate. They did consider Twitter, on the other hand, important enough to regulate.
Well, part of that, JD, is I think it's a lot harder to maintain a Facebook fan page if you're the Mexican drug cartel. You have 180,000 fans. It's just those things are a little more obvious. On Twitter, they're kind of among the masses, and they're harder to kind of take out there.
Is he retorting me? I think he's turned into a hostile witness. Let's move along. Let's get away from this story.
we're gonna get hostile, but the thing is that I just wanted to say that it's not just Twitter. They're looking to regulate other social networks as well.
Aaron, you have the floor.
Saying Twitter. Yeah.
Outcast
So I'm
makes
gonna
a
go
good
to a
point.
better social network. Oh.
Outcast makes a good point that, I guess the police could do a lot in terms of using Twitter and the geolocation data in terms of maybe catching some of these criminals and drug cartels. Like, that's a novel strategy. Just, it's not one they should advertise in legislation. It's one that they should just undertake and just not tell anyone about, because now the drug cartels see it coming.
I agree. Here's the thing. You need to be, in my opinion, and I'm not going to push this opinion on anyone else, but in my opinion, you need to have 4 traits to be successful using social media. One of those traits is being good at Twitter, but I don't think that's what the
And even better at Facebook.
And Facebook, you do need to have, you need to have a whole lot invested time into Facebook. because there's just so many apps and okay, wait, we're not there yet. But there are four traits according to Mashable, correct?
Yes. Yeah, Mashable recently spoke to 17 people ranging in ages from mid-20s to mid-40s with various educational backgrounds and fields of employment. They shared how social media amplified their careers and were apparently recommended by elite social media people, which is listed within that article that will be posted on our blog later tonight. In turn, census came down to 4, like JD said, 4 key and highly important traits when utilizing social media to enhance your career. This enticed me to write what I extracted from the read and insert my opinions that are obviously not represented by Mashable, but instead I enjoyed the read so much that I wanted to share my thoughts, so I mashed them together. In the article by Mashable, nice one, huh? I like getting creative. In the article created by Mashable, they used various examples with companies and people, but I instead wanted to break it down and, of course, throw in my thoughts. So, number 1, according to Mashable and the 17 people they interviewed, is develop authentic relationships. I wholeheartedly agree, because as you would offline while making your way into the world, perhaps to follow your career of choice, or if you're just looking to get there, the surefire way would be to network. Networking is a key phrase within the social media industry, and waiting around for those to find you will only lead you down the path to complete failure. So reach out, strike up a conversation with those who perhaps work in the same industry as you, and find them on your social networks. Now is the time not to be shy. You have to network even harder online due to the fact that people can only get to know you by your actions and personality, which is usually in a text format. Social networks have given us the opportunity for networking to be easier, but in turn it makes it more competitive. So don't waste people's time, instead be genuine, authentic, and you. According to Mashable, number 2 is be a digital trendsetter. A good example of this are the hashtags and trending topics you see on Twitter, or thinking up on an engaging plan to market yourself on your fan page. You can use a blog or a video that you post on YouTube. It's about being a leader in ideas and following through. Now, in my opinion, even leaders should at times follow too. That way you can keep the engagement going with others by giving their time to shine, instead of separating yourself from the crowd. A digital trendsetter doesn't have to have a viral video or thousands of comments, but instead a person who creates a community that is authentic, and by creating ideas with actions, others will see you as a leader from earning their respect. Number 3 by Mashable is take risks. In any industry, you must take risks. That's kind of life, to be seen and heard. This is especially important in social media, which can be vulnerable at times since you must be social. That might be as simple as creating an event on Facebook, broadcasting here on UStream, or to the more extreme, moving cross-country to work in the social media industry. And finally, number 4, and I think very important one, is give back. Take a deep breath. Okay. Nobody hates it more than when others forget you once they have reached a goal or have gotten noticed. Just keep in mind the phrase, don't forget me when you're famous. And whether it is fame or not, always give back. It is very easy to do online, and there are many ways this can be done. By creating a charity on Facebook, giving giveaways to your followers, fans, and friends, or by sharing exclusive promotions with those who have supported you on your social networks. You can even post their content to your blog. Whatever format you choose, just remember that to be in the social media industry or to use it to gain success, it is the people that will support you in capturing your intended goal. So give back, and remember who puts the social in social media. Are there any other social media suggestions that we would add to this list? What do you guys think?
Yeah, eliminate Twitter.
Well, I don't think that would be good for somebody like Josh Charles, for example. Josh Charles, Aaron Ryan, Alyssa Milano, these are people who are very, very giving on Twitter. Buzz Edition. they've been able to use Twitter to help people in the masses. So it's one of those things where if we take that trait, and to me, giving back is the most important part of social media. I give back, or I strive to give back every day, and I've chosen Twitter as the best way for me to give back.
I would actually, if you're picking which one you think is the most important, I would think the first one they put on there, to develop authentic relationships, is the most important. Because I mean, yeah, you can promote and be successful if you are fake. I don't know, just do it just to get your brand out, but people aren't really going to respect you as much. I really think that developing the authentic relationships, really interacting and all of that is really the most important.
So apps like Farmville, for example, that's not the best way to build authenticity, is it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay, we're getting away from what the actual article is about and starting too early on our little Twitter versus Facebook.
Dang it, I was hoping I was sneaking this in stealthily so that nobody would notice
Victor, I think it should be your job to settle the twits down.
I'll be moderating the discussion, but we're not even there yet, I mean...
Well, people keep trying to step into that ring.
It's pregame, guys, pregame.
One show to go before we launch this debate off.
Fine, I will refrain from any more mentions of why Twitter is so much more dominant over Facebook. It's not even funny. That's no more.
I object, your bitterness.
Are you even noticing how classy us Facebookers are being? I'm sorry. We're sticking to the stories and we're waiting our turn.
You are.
Unlike you Twitterers.
You're doing so well. It's a sign of strength.
And we're fertilizing our crops too. That's why we're so focused on this right now.
Go buy that green cow. Wow. What a moment. Nobody look at the screen, except for everybody in the room. Love it. All right, so we're gonna lose by default, Jason. You realize this? We've already lost. We've already disqualified ourselves.
Can someone tell me what that big word is at the
end? Yeah, we're gone. All right, put it on top of Pat's face. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. No, I think it's time for...
You guys are hashtag failing.
Hashtag fail. Epically failing. We are doing a very poor job. Luckily, not everyone does a poor job. Dave Altavilla over at hothardware.com does a great job. And we're going to try something new this week. We're going to try to do the Hot Hardware Minute. That was the cue. And so I'm going to continue on, because the Hot Hardware Minute is where we take a story from Digg that actually had the biggest impact on Digg. In other words, it got the most digs this week. In this particular week, with over 600 digs, Hot Hardware had iPhone-style App Store limitations make iPad a tough sell. Now, this obviously was big news because iPad came out last week and was met with mixed reviews. It was both on Twitter and Facebook. It was destroyed for the most part. The blogosphere was griping about it. And in a rebel move, Hot Hardware came out and talks about something that's actually different from what a lot of the others were. They were talking about the facts. And this very extremely informative article was well received in social media. Great images. I wish I could show it on the screen, but I do not want to risk it because I don't have the technology. I don't have the technology. But what I will say is this: in looking at this story with 645 digs, this was in my opinion, a mammoth piece. And look at this. Look at the Urgo just taking over and putting up some Hot Hardware goodness right behind the SocialBlade logo. You love it. So hothardware.com. That was our first Hot Hardware Minute, and based upon the success of that, probably our last. Moving along. Just FYI, that was planned to be a three-person bit. So
I saw that, but I'm like, the iPad stories. I mean, those were kind of a no-brainer. But what's interesting is, in terms of the iPad's applications, I mean, all it has now is basically iPod iPod Touch and iPhone apps that run at something like double the resolution. So for me, it doesn't sound like a big problem considering we all knew the iPad was just
Is it an
going to be
emergency?
a quadruple-sized iPhone without the phone. But who knows how much of a problem it'll really be? Apparently, it might not be because people just love Apple products that much that it may not matter.
I do. I personally was going to make this my very first Apple product ever, and I decided
really?
against it. I really was. I've never bought an Apple product myself, and this was going to be a number one. And thanks to reviews such as the one on Hot Hardware, Ars Technica, Wired, stuff like that, I decided to go against it. Anyway, what is happening this weekend? Is there any big news, perhaps in sports or anything like that? Patrick, Victor, anybody? Urgo?
you mean it's
foot or a
big
ball or
snowstorm?
something?
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, jeez, Aaron, what did you throw out a joke and that's the one you come with? Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry.
I'm not going to
I
make
like-
a
I
Facebook
like-
comment.
I think there's going to be a lot of I think there's going to be a lot of new commercials on that's what I'm hearing.
Well, and the beauty of those who know the Super Bowl are aware that the Super Bowl spots are by far, hands down, the most expensive seconds in television ever. Every year, the Super Bowl is the most coveted advertising spot. It has the most viewers, and it has become a viewership of its own. In other words, people, because the creativity of the Super Bowl ads, people have actually started tuning in, and it's the turn your TiVo off moment is the Super Bowl. Last year, a lot of money was spent to make the first true three-dimensional television commercial. There's been great ones by Budweiser, by auto manufacturers, by all these various different companies. This year, there is something different, though, and apparently, we can thank and blame social media for this. The Super Bowl ads, in droves, are turning towards social media to promote. In other words, they're not just going to social media to promote themselves. They're going to spend these billions and trillions and quadrillions of dollars, about the size of our national debt, on these Super Bowl ads to promote their social media. Now think about this. They have access to social media, which in their opinion is a marketing platform, and they're going to use these millions of dollars to promote their social media so that they can promote for millions of dollars of their social media. Did that make any sense at all? Me neither.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Because I think that, for as much as people kind of ride the wave of social media, that there's still kind of a old school marketing component to the whole formula. That if you're a large, company like a beverage company or an auto company, you're going to try to use these commercials to enhance what's already happening on the social media front. So if you're, let's say you're Budweiser, and you have this new Twitter campaign that's going to be launched with some immediate. You could use a 30-second commercial spot in conjunction with what would already be a funny commercial into a way that you can say, hey, follow Budweiser on Twitter or something like that. I mean, the impact and the reach and visibility of the Super Bowl commercials themselves have driven up the prices to outrageous heights. And so even using just a fraction of what's possible with that kind of visibility to, advertise a Twitter account or a Facebook fan page, I mean, the results could be pretty immediate, and they could be pretty drastic as well.
Well, not just immediate.
Enhancing overall social media stuff.
Not just immediate, they're long lasting. Super Bowl ad buzz lasts for a couple weeks. The benefit of getting them into social media, it's huge. Pat, what were you going to say?
What about Super Bowl?
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that there's a lot of time and effort and a lot of everything is put into Super Bowls, and I think it was done intentionally years ago to attract more people to the game itself.
Yeah.
I think it was promoted that way as part of, this gives more people a reason to watch the game and build it more as a family atmosphere. That's just the one thing I wanted to say about it.
Excellent.
Well, thank you.
Oh, no, thank you, my respected Facebook friend.
Quite lucid for a Facebook user.
Speaking of friends, sadly, we're not friends, Patrick, on a site called Digg. But with that said,
well, I did find something that someone pointed out to me, and it's called DiggExpress.com. And basically, everybody knows that to hit the front page, you need to have a strong authority on Digg. This is a tool. It helps you to develop strong authority and gain hundreds of new friends on Digg. What you do is you go to diggexpress.com, and after that, I'm pretty much lost because you have to put in your Digg account number. I mean, your Digg account and all that other information, which I don't have. But I can assure you that if you were to do this, it's just the biggest waste of time, and you're opening yourself up to spam. What was that Friends Shout Friends that they came up with after they they got rid of shouts?
Yes. Friend shout or Digg shout friend, Digg friend shout. Yes.
Biggest waste of time, spam, whatever. If you want to draw quality people, you got to have quality content. Nothing like this. This is just spam, and I can't believe, and I'm sure Digg is not happy with this and doing everything that they can to get rid of it.
And I agree.
Well, I agree because, I mean, they have the Digg type of logo on there, and, I mean, they stress it that you cannot use that word with the double G, let alone copy, basically, the logo. So I'm sure they're going to have this shut down pretty soon, and we would recommend you not using this tool, just based on the fact that you could get banned. And then you'll have no friends. So don't do it.
If you want to go find some good friends, just go to SocialBlade and click on the top user list, and you'll find a whole bunch of good friends right there for free without typing in any passwords.
Hey, and Aaron, you're absolutely right that we found that out when Scott Miller was our guest early on when we interviewed him, the creator of the Digg board, which is now called the Big Board, and many people use that. JD, you have anything to say about this?
Yes,
No, I don't think he does.
I do.
How about Victor?
I got something to
Oh,
say.
wait, he says he does.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I have to.
Yeah, go ahead, JD.
Well, I was just going to say, and I do want to apologize to my cohorts and fans. I have a sick child, so I have to keep my phone ringing, but I have to check it. I turn my volume down to make sure that it's not an emergency, nobody's dying, and then I then I hung up. That time it was actually the child. It was the child herself calling me, saying, "Hi, Daddy," and so I had to turn the volume down so I could say, "Oh, goo, 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 go away. Call you back in 30 minutes. Bye-bye, love."
Yeah, Rami, I think it is a G1 that JD uses.
For now, until my Nexus comes, the G1.
Which you'll be able to use multi-touch on your Nexus one. Then.
I agree. I'll be able to do multi-touch.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Those are dope phones.
Well, and that makes it to where I'm going to actually be using Facebook on there, because the toughest part with Facebook and Twitter and other social media sites on the G1 right now is that it's kind of clunky and it's hard to multi-touch, and it's really useful in social media sites. I almost threw in a Facebook jab, but I pulled back at the last second. I hope you guys appreciate that.
Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm so
but
proud of you. But what was your opinion on the Digg tool?
Yeah, the whole Digg Express thing is pretty whack. I mean, it looks like, if you're a spammer and you're trying to come up on Digg, this may be the perfect tool for you. But if you, regard your Digg account with any value and don't want to get banned, then I'd probably stay away from it. That's
Well,
kind of
you
my
really
sense.
think by someone signing up for this that they would get banned?
I'm not saying I'm not saying if you use it you'll get banned like right off. I mean that's I don't know. It's maybe saying much. It's just it looks like one of those things that looks kind of sketchy. It doesn't really look official. And if my advice to anyone would be to stay away from it. And chances will probably get shut down fairly soon here, especially for the Digg trademark infringement, which they have to go after, because if they want to keep their trademark, they have to approach people who use it and make them not use it anymore. So
Right, which which brings up my conspiracy theory. You guys ready?
Yeah.
what is it?
I know your conspiracy theory, but go ahead.
If the site's not down within 3 weeks from today, mark my words, and we will check it on the third show from today. If the site is not down from 3 weeks from today, what's the truth about the site, Jason?
It's run by Digg.
There you go.
However, they could have faked it, but we looked it up, and it looks like this is run by some Canadian web hosting company.
Ah, see, that's what it is. It's the Canadians.
Where's that buzzard? Where's the buzzard? I just want to shock all of you right now, except for Victor and Pat. But you
I
Twitter
think-
people.
Yeah, we should
I think
debate.
South Park said it right. Blame Canada.
Blame Canada. It's all the
So
Canadians.
you only want to
Nice.
shock JD and Urgo.
Yes.
But if you do,
Okay.
we're going to tweet about it. I promise you. Urgo, tell us about UStream.
Yeah, UStream. Basically, what they were in the news for in the past week here is they got another $75 million worth of Series B funding. They picked up an investor called SoftBank, which is a telecom firm based out of Japan. And basically, with this money and the company based out of Japan, they're hoping to expand outside of the United States as their dominant market and sort of pick up some traffic in Asia and beyond. So, yeah, that's the deal. Hopefully, UStream will just keep on getting better. We use it right here to do our broadcasts and record them all the time.
And it always works every time.
Yeah, it works all right, but hopefully with this money they'll be able to make it even better.
Maybe they'll start paying those of us in the world that spend an hour or more a week of our lives driving revenue to them. You know
Yeah.
how much we make off this show? I'm not even going to get started.
No, save your ranting.
It's
Save your ranting.
in
But
Canada.
Jason,
Yes.
how did they get the funding? Who did they get the funding from?
I told you it's a company called SoftBank, a telecom firm
But
based out of Japan.
there's other ones that they're funded from, right?
Yeah, I believe they have other investors as well.
Including Ashton Kutcher.
Really?
No, that was a lie. I was just trying to make the
Oh.
story more. I was trying to make the story more interesting. That's all. In fact, Madonna is going to be soon starring on UStream. She's going to have her own show called the A plus K show on UStream, starring Madonna. Just FYI. No kidding.
Is
Ashton,
that where is she going to be adopting a whole bunch of Haitian kids?
I think
Oh
she,
man! Speaking of Haitian kids, this is really totally off topic, very non-social media related, but anyone catch that story about those missionaries from Idaho who tried to steal like 33
Oh,
Haitian
a
kids?
busload of kids? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
dude,
some-
that is some messed up stuff right there, man.
they tried to
Trying to
steal
take
Haitian
advantage
kids?
of a disheveled country and stealing kiddos. Not good, man. Not good.
Oh my gosh.
Not at all.
There's a separate place in. Anyway, I won't even go there either. Tonight, the theme of this show is don't even go there because I'm this close to going there every single time. It's Canada. I'm telling you, it just makes me crazy. Just makes me crazy. Victor, I can't even pronounce Flittermail. I'm trying to say that Flittermail. It sounds like it's
Twitter mail.
Flittermail sounds like something that it's like a like some male porn star, is bringing the Flittermail. He's a dominatrix kind of.
You know what it is, JD? It's a Canadian making up words.
Exactly. Dang.
Yeah.
Canadian
Yeah.
Facebookers. I gotta write this down. Make a note to self on my G1. Let's see. Canadian. How do you spell Canadian? Never mind. Facebookers and Madonna.
All right,
Got
tell
it.
us about Flittermail.
Flittermail. That's you,
Victor?
Victor.
All right. So is it time? Is it time
Oh.
to start this discussion?
No, it's time to
No, it
discuss.
was time for you to
No,
tell us.
Flittermail.
Let's just go straight to the discussion.
Let's go in. Yes.
Let's phase out email
yeah.
and go straight into the discussion, because the idea is that Facebook and Twitter are both slowly pushing out email as a way of communication. Everybody's been pushing for basically heading towards. I did a webinar this morning where I discussed the fact that this year email itself is being pushed away, and Facebook and Twitter are becoming more. Why? Because they're easier to use, and of the two, Twitter is the easiest to use. Ooh, I just struck the first blow. It's on right now.
Wait. Before you
Another-
get out of
Dang it.
Before you get there, I want to disagree. Not 100%, but I think that email is always going to be around because
Yeah.
tweets are too public. Facebook, it's too public.
Yeah, but
And in the
Patrick-
business world, you can't sit there and I know in my line of work and your line of work, you can't share stuff while you're tweeting or Facebook. Even if you send messages individually, it's still, you can't collect a group of people to do it. It's better to have their email will always be around.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Even with Google Wave.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like MJ92. He says email sends files and it's more private.
Of course, you can always send files via Twitter through an app called a Tweetafile, but that's a whole.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
do it
but
on
that's-
Facebook.
I'm definitely with email for sending files or
Yes.
sending it over Instant Messenger or something.
Yes.
As opposed to using
Or Skype.
any type of app. Yeah, well, that's Instant Messenger. Same thing.
I
Absolutely.
always associate it with MSN or Yahoo when you say instant messaging.
No, anything Instant Messaging refers to anything
Yeah,
that's just text.
Anything
Typing.
that's faster than UStream is instant messaging. The
Pat, are we making any sense at all?
we're not supposed to make sense. We make sense to each
No.
other. Why? Because we're in a higher realm, the Twitter sphere. But that's a whole different story. Ooh, I just made the second blow. I think can I go ahead and do my whole "it's on" thing?
It's on.
All right, it's on. It's on right now, right here live. Somebody tweeted out live on the SocialBlade show. We're going to have the first official, and I can assure you, it will be the last, because when we're done, the competition will be pummeled. But the first official Twitter versus Facebook SocialBlade-a-thon WrestleMania. That's not even around anymore. Mixed martial arts. That's what it is. This is mixed martial arts between Twitter and Facebook, and Victor is going to be the judge. We're going to take calls from the audience. We're going to ask the audience for participation. We're going to take turns. We're going to do this in a very civilized, and we're going to use proper etiquette. We're going to be kind to each other, even the dumb Facebook people. So, second blow. I've taken advantage of this.
See, if you had written that on Twitter, I could have sued you for calling me names.
What?
And
It's
we
not
could be
illegal to
reading
call
about
people
it
on
on the
Facebook.
front page. Digg.
It's not illegal to call people Facebook users.
You said dumb.
Well, that's
you
only
said dumb,
the minor
like
part.
dumb. You know the word dumb. D-U-M-B.
No. It's those, the two go together. It's kind of assumed. Oh, jeez.
Wait, don't we get our chance to fight a good fight
Yes,
here
you'll
and
get your chance. As
and
soon as we stop
do a
recording,
spiel?
I'll stop interrupting you. All right, you're right.
Go ahead, Aaron. You can.
Go ahead, Aaron. I was kidding.
All right, hey, you let her talk now.
I will. Pat.
Yes. Pat will put his heavy foot down. As I'm going to
Now I'll
my
just
vote
start
for
saying
Facebook.
curse words.
Yeah, then the word will become bananas. Okay. My vote is for Facebook, and it's because of its in-depth social nature. I like its platform because it's set up to help you engage with other people in various ways, such as status updates, profiles, pages, like buttons, applications, photo albums, or games, just to name a few. And Facebook, to me, is a never-ending candy bar of entertainment. Those that are Team Face know what I'm talking about when you say that you will only be on there for a minute and it turns into hours. Because you can't help but get lost in the FB world. And besides, the fun things that they make that are available to us freely just happen to be in the exact same spot where information overload is provided, from links and news to what happened at dinner or how much your family and friends hate the weather. And you can't help it but sometimes spy on your ex. Yeah, we all did it. I know we did. JD, don't look at me like that. I know you've done it.
Well, Aaron, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Have you or do you still at all play Farmville?
I've never played Farmville. But I have played other games.
+1 for the Facebook group.
Hey! Thank you. And Pat would know how to. So +2? No?
What the hell does that
One.
supposed to mean?
I'm trying to get his points, Pat. But
But
no, I
in
have
general,
never.
though, I find not that I really play games with the social media related networks, but I mean, if I was into the gaming thing, Facebook would be total win. I mean, there are games that exist on Twitter, but none of them are all that good. I mean, I played Spy Master for a minute, and the minute was so awesome that I just couldn't play it anymore, and that was that.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though. I wouldn't say Facebook is the place to play, hardcore gaming, but, like, if you're like me, that like word games such as Scrabble, Literati, and what's the other one? It's word something. Anyways, they're a lot of fun, and they take up a lot of your time if you get into it. I know there was a while there when I first got on Facebook. It was like that's all I did, and then the bowling game. I'm crazy. It was like I couldn't stop bowling on Facebook, and I've met some people, some really interesting people, through playing games with them because they give you the opportunity to play a game with someone else and get to know someone else. So I like the fact that the games are social as well on Facebook, and then you also have the choice of playing by yourself if you want to.
Victor, does that mean can I add a quick point to Twitter or take the point away from Facebook? As Aaron said, Facebook takes up a lot of your time if you get into it, referring to the game.
That's true. It can be a time
spend a lot of
activity here.
Twitter's very quick. I think, hold on, before you go, Jason, I think okay. Victor, may I add a point to Twitter?
Sure, please do, JD.
Thank you, sir. Go Urgo! Go Urgo! Go Urgo! Go Urgo!
I don't think you're gonna like the first thing I say here, but I will admit that Twitter definitely can be a time hole as well if you spend enough time there. But I think both networks definitely have their merits. But Twitter, if I was gonna pick only one to keep, if one of them had to go away for some reason, I would absolutely pick Twitter. Twitter there's so many more applications, not apps, or I think that's what they call them on Facebook. But I mean, like different applications you can actually use with the service outside of it, since they make public their API there, and you can really do anything you want with it. And just as a result, I just feel that really you can get so much more out of it. On Facebook, the site's all locked down. It's good if you want to just communicate with your immediate real life friends, but if you want to branch out over the internet and not share like your address and phone number and all that stuff with people, which is all public on Facebook for the most part, you go to Twitter. You can just chat and have fun with people.
Point of order, I object. Where in the hell is my address on my Facebook page?
Well, if you are using it to communicate with friends, a lot of people put their address on there. So
not true.
Not
true. And you know what? You know what? Yeah. I'm totally on pat with this, not just because he's a Facebooker, but I'm going to say that we deserve another point because Jason does not know how to use Facebook. Jason.
I am pretty sure I know how to use Facebook.
He didn't even know if they called them apps on Facebook, people. So he's outed himself, and I think we deserve another point for that. Just saying.
I think you should. I am not saying he doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm just saying that he's trying to sabotage Facebook.
Well, let me put this out there at least. If you want to use it to interact, have a lively chat stream, and also get breaking news and things like that, you're not going to go to Facebook for that. Twitter has that hands down.
True. I mean, you can't really compare the real-time nature of the flow of information and news because of the 140 character restriction per tweet. I mean, it moves at such a faster pace, and I think that's something where Facebook can't really compare. Like, sure, you can post links and post notes and status updates, but if I needed to go to one place to get updated on what's going on in the world, I'd probably go to Twitter. So 2 for Twitter, 1 for Facebook as it stands.
Oh, yeah, and if I really cared to know when Mark Murnahan's getting a new carburetor for his sports car, I'd go to Twitter as well.
So Patrick, talking about the mundane celebrity personality, what I'm doing all day is useless to you update approach. See, that's also a problem with Twitter.
I would say people do that more on Facebook.
Well, no, in terms of noise, I think Twitter on the whole probably has more noise than Facebook, wouldn't you say? In terms of the status updates, like people are, you more than often than not posting links and pictures on Facebook, but in terms of just useless info updating, Twitter's pretty bad in that department as well.
It would depend on really who you're following, and I mean, you have the noise in both places, quite obviously.
True.
You will see more often on Twitter, please friend me on Facebook, than you'll see on Facebook, please friend me on Twitter.
So
why is that?
Here's a question. If you were to look on your Facebook feed right now, in one window, and on the next window, open up your live Twitter feed of all the people you're following, how much, if you had to compare how much noise would be in each side, who would win out?
Yeah, let's take a look here. We'll get back to me in a minute here. I'm gonna open them up and I'll answer
stop
that.
it. You know the
Yeah,
answer
I'm interested.
to that one.
I'm interested to see what that looked like.
Oh, Patrick, you are still going. So far, we're basically at halftime, and we're into the first quarter, and current score is Facebook 2, Twitter 2. Twitter is noisier, but it does offer more breaking news. And I don't know what the other 2 points were, but they were there. We have it recorded.
I think you guys cheated.
No,
I mean,
seriously.
Facebook is like the curiosity and we're the cat. Like you can find so many things out about people on Facebook, and the reality is, by nature, we want to know.
Hey guys, Amanda Ryan seems to wants to add a little something to the discussion. We should get her on the show.
I think we should.
Yeah,
Patrick,
get her on.
Patrick, it's your time. Should I? Do I have your permission?
All right. Let me ask you this. We're looking at Victor as the judge in this, right? So if I'm presenting a case with no jury, just to the judge, I would be presenting my case to the judge, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. So if I could respectfully ask the other two people with nutsacks in this conversation to remain silent while I discuss this and present this to Victor. I'll say this: I do like both. Twitter is somewhat useful, but it's also very hazy in the sense that it's bombarded with so much other stuff. I would rather wipe my butt with a coat hanger than play any game on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere on social media. I definitely don't see that as being helpful or useful during my day. But, Victor, let me ask you this. I want you to take a visual of your Twitter friends and a visual of your Facebook friends. How many of your Twitter friends have fake, big boob, blonde haired, long leg ladies that are your friends that are really guys? And how many good looking girls do you have in your Facebook account that are really good looking girls? Facebook is full of true people. Facebook is full of your real friends.
I give you that point. I mean, more often than not, people on Facebook or who they say they are, and chances are you'll more real people on Facebook, whereas there's a lot of bots, spammers, and undesirable folks on Twitter. Not to say that Twitter lacks real people. There's plenty of real people on Twitter who accurately portray who they are. Many good friends, people I know who are on Twitter that are rocking that space. But I think that you do make a good point in that, you know, you're probably going to run into spammers a little more often on Twitter than you will on Facebook in that sense.
Well, I mean, be honest with me. Be honest with me, Victor. How often do you get... Wait a minute, please. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
How often do you get spam ads for teeth whitening and weight loss and other such things on Twitter?
True. I haven't seen many of those on Facebook.
How often do you get bombarded on Facebook?
No, I personally unfollowed people who tweet those teeth whitening ads, like people who I thought were legit, but somehow they've basically synced up their Twitter account, some sort of pay-for-tweet program, whether it was Be a Magpie back in the day or Adly now. But I do see those tweets, not a lot, but I do see them. But I don't see people posting status updates on Facebook about teeth whitening.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is that...
Hold on. On Facebook, though, let me just say that you might not get teeth whitening things, but I get random friend invites from so many different people. I get invitations to all these different fan pages. You get all these app invites. I mean, you still get tons of spam on Facebook.
True. No, I'm not saying you don't get spam on Facebook. You really do. But I think Pat's speaking to the authenticity of most individuals that you would normally meet on either network. And, you know, I've in person for person that I've interacted with or connected with on Facebook, they've usually been like a real person, whereas on Twitter, there's a lot of instances where I got to think like, oh, well, this account it might not even be run by some person who's really representing themselves as, there's been instances where I've had to question the authenticity of the individuals behind the account more often than the Facebook accounts that I've interacted with.
Exactly. Another point for Facebook, because as Yoon said, where else are you going to find more, or where else are you going to find your old schoolmates? And that's not what Twitter's for. That's what Facebook's for.
Classmates.com.
It's a closer and more personal engagement. I'm not saying that there aren't real people on Twitter. I have people that I absolutely love on Twitter. I've met a lot of you guys on Twitter, and I'm not taking that away. But I am going to say that
if it wasn't for Twitter, you wouldn't be on the show right now.
+1 for Twitter.
That's plus 2. You know why? That is plus 2 because Urgo is correct. If it wasn't for Twitter, not only would we not have Aaron Ryan on the show, but we wouldn't currently have Amanda Ryan, the lovely twin sister of Aaron Ryan, who is also Canadian. And everything I said about Canada earlier, I was just kidding. It was just all for effect. I love Canadians. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Are you sure this isn't Aaron?
No, this is Amanda. I'm absolutely positive it's Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi, Aaron.
Oh, jeez. Head explode.
Are you sure they're not the same person?
They are the same person. It's like I don't want to go in there. But anyway, Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm well, but I'm also a Facebooker.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yes.
First caller, Facebooker. We get another point. 3-3.
I think that definitely should be a point for me.
Okay. Well, now, I'll give you a point. Hold on 1 second. Let me call my brother into the room. Just kidding. Go ahead, Amanda.
I didn't call her into the room. She's a loyal fan of this show, but
I'm teasing.
She is a Facebooker, even though she's on Twitter as well, and at least she knows how to do more than just poke on Facebook.
Poke, what's that? Go ahead, Amanda.
Okay, so I have a friend here that wants to say something as well. Hi, JD. Hi. Aaron, Urgo, Pat.
Hi.
Victor.
Hello.
And I am a Facebooker too. So another point goes to the Facebook team.
Oh boy.
Now, the reason why I choose Facebook, now don't get me wrong, I like Twitter too, but if I had to choose between Twitter and Facebook, I'd have to go Facebook all the way. Because of the fact that when we're talking about social media, we're also talking about socializing. And with Facebook, they give a lot of different options for people in regards to interests. So if people are interested in, say, Farmville, then you can meet other people with the same interests. Now, personally, I am not a fan of Farmville. But if I were, I could go and meet a bunch of people who have the same interests as I do and continue on a friendship outside of, say, the Farmville community with that person. So it gives a whole different realm of what socializing is online, which Twitter does not offer. Twitter is more one-based of what are you doing rather than let's do it together. So I have to say another point has to go to Facebook.
I totally agree, and it's not just because she's my blood, but I'm going to say that she brings up a really good point. And as you can see, the Ryan people love to talk. So Facebook is another place where you can really, really, really talk. And we just proved that point. The two Ryan sisters, we love to talk. So we should get another point, shouldn't we?
I think we should take away a point for bringing in too many people with the same last name.
No, it's okay.
Wait,
Jason, it's
please.
Okay. I have an end around that I'm gonna bring out later. So let's watch this debacle happen. Hold on, real quick, Amanda.
I think we have another
we do.
Twitter.
We absolutely do. Hold on 1 second. Amanda,
Yes, we do.
Amanda and Amanda's friend, are you still with us?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming onto the SocialBlade show. You're welcome to come back. I'm going to add some more people, and from a bandwidth perspective, I'm about to hang up on you. So thank you so much. Has nothing to do with you being a Facebook fan, I promise. Bye, ladies.
Okay. Who's speaking to me right now?
This is JD.
I love you, JD.
Oh, thank you.
Love you. I love you.
The feelings
and
are definitely mutual.
I love you, but you also love Twitter. So I don't know. And I convert you over to Facebook. I love you.
I use Facebook, guys. I think people forget. I actually use Facebook and use it on a regular basis. It's just
I don't
prefer it. We'll get there. I'll show it up on the screen. But anyway, ladies, letting you go and grab another caller. And
I believe we do.
Caller, you're on the line. Who is this speaking?
This is Outcast.
Outcast.
What's up?
Outcast, just quickly, are we going to be friends after this?
Of course we are, Aaron. I couldn't be mad at you.
Okay, good.
Not in my DNA. No, but I'll give you one really good reason why I picked Twitter. Kevin Sorbo.
Oh. Because of what?
Kevin Sorbo. Hercules,
yes.
And the reason why that is I got to do tech support for him just last week because of Twitter.
Nice.
Can I add more than 1 point, Victor, or is that only 1 point?
Actually, I think you should give it 2. It's Hercules, man.
Hercules.
No. At first I was going to ask for
one for now.
Hercules.
But
okay, now it warrants 2. It's all good.
Yeah, tied at 6. Tied at 6. Outcast, you are awesome. Tell us more about your story.
Well, it was basically I got kind of tweeted from his assistant, and they were worried about a potential break-in because he had accidentally pasted a directory location of a file in Twitter instead of the actual file, which was supposed to be a tweet pic. So he did a drag and drop, and for whatever reason it didn't create the link and upload the tweet pic. It just kind of pasted the location. So he was afraid that if somebody had that, they would be able to break in to his computer. But I was able to reassure his assistant that that couldn't happen, and next time he's in town, he should call me up for a cup of coffee.
I agree.
Nice.
Which town is he going to be having the cup of coffee with you in?
Well, I doubt that will happen since I'm located in Springfield, Massachusetts, and he probably never comes around here. The closest probably would be Boston.
I was recently in Boston. I was in Worcester. I had to learn how to pronounce it. It's pronounced Worcester. It's not
Worcester.
It's not Worcester as we Californians would pronounce it based upon the spelling.
Or Canadians.
Or Canadian. No, you would pronounce it like Worcester, but
Worcester.
No. Okay, that's enough of the Canadian jokes, especially from Facebook. No, but yes, it's Worcester, and it's spelled Worcester. I'm serious.
Okay, hold up. I mean, Outcast, that's a great story, and I'm gonna say, yeah, you did deserve those points because Twitter is a great place to meet and network. But as my sister did bring up a good point, and one that I was going to save as the numbers climbed, but Ankle Snap agrees with her as well. See, Facebook, you can have fan pages. So you don't just have the profile, you get the fan pages to network and promote, whether it's for business or personal. So I have to say Facebook gets another point just for having that added.
No.
Absolutely not. Fan pages. Oh. Nah.
Here's the thing about fan pages.
Join the SocialBlade fan page, but I can't stand fan pages.
But the thing about Twitter is that you can instead of having a fan page, you can have a hashtag. So I can quickly get more information about whatever service, company, or person I want just right at my fingertips without having to read a whole website about everybody else's comments to whatever they just tweeted about them pooing on the toilet.
Everyone tries to create a fan page, though. Why do I need to be a fan page out of every single person? I'm already a friend with them. Why do I need to be a fan of them?
I agree with you, absolutely, Urgo. I agree with that.
I agree with that too, but that's not what Facebook fan pages are for. It's not for people to make a personal fan page.
Hold on. Maybe that's not what they're for, but that's what they're used for.
Sure, Twitter's not
there to be spreading advertisements about tooth decay and red and white.
Hold on. Let me just
stop it. Have the hashtags.
Order on the show.
Message about
you're going to be content.
Okay, I have.
Order.
What'd you say? Urgo? Okay.
It's getting out of control.
JD's trying to calm us down.
It's getting out of control.
You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
We need like a courtroom in here or something.
The truth is, we live in a world
of Merlin Wizard, we promise we are not that ugly.
What?
But I was just responding to one of our friendly friends in the audience. But what I do want to say is that hashtag. You bring up a good point, Outcast. Is yes, you have hashtags, but half of the hashtags, if you look at the trending topics, come on, please.
Come on.
Like hashtag what did you do last summer or something like that. That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, fan pages are for the
what's trending right now? What's trending right now?
Let's find out
what's trending.
Bring it up. Bring it up. Let's do it live. But while we're doing that, I'm going to say that
Haiti.
Fan pages
Save Haiti. Is this not important?
I know it's absolutely important, but majority of the time,
right? Yes.
It's not of important stuff. Like hashtag I love, and then you're supposed to do something, or hashtag I don't, and then
see we got now
some things are
playing.
Just
it kills me. I liked you until I.
Right.
Okay.
Like, how important is that?
We can stop now. I'm just saying that Haiti is very important, and I don't think we should.
I
think
hey,
we should. I'm going to read
Shorty Award. That's important.
That is important.
Yes, especially when you vote for us. And by the way, tomorrow it ends, and we are finalists because of you. So
thank you so
much.
For
bringing that up. Okay.
And how yes, thank you so much.
If you haven't voted, vote.
Aaron, how does somebody vote?
What you do is you go to shortyawards.com, and Urgo will put that in the room for you. If you haven't voted, please vote. You can only vote once, and you have to give a reason. So if you love SocialBlade, say why. And we are right now a finalist. We're in 4th place and very shy of 3rd place. So we'd love to get in the top 3. You'd have to give a reason, and you have to be someone who hasn't voted before. We know tons of you have voted. Excellent. Over 100 of you have voted. And we are so appreciative of that. And out of 820 different news sites.
Hold on. We need 2 more votes, and we'll make it into 3rd place here. 2 more votes.
Yes. So if you haven't voted, please vote with a reason, or it doesn't count.
Let me make something very clear here. And I bring this up for a reason. And I have been very patient, and I have not spoken my mind.
True.
But I would like to say this, that we do sincerely thank you. Hold on, let me make my picture bigger. Nah, I'm not going to use that. That's an ill card to play. I'm just going to say it. We do sincerely thank you, the friends and fans of the SocialBlade show, because it is through you that we are in a position to win this award. And I know that I was able to vote via Twitter. Aaron, can you please tell them how they can vote via Facebook?
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming, and you know what? That's another great point. And as I said and already stated, Twitter's a great place to network, and so they can come up with awards. But Facebook's a more personal level, and that's why I prefer it. I'd rather have Facebook come on a stranded island with me than Twitter. If I had to choose, I would choose Facebook.
All right, we'll make that happen.
Actually, when I travel, I actually use...
I am kind of on a stranded island, JD. I live in Newfoundland. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jason. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying, when I travel, what I do, if I haven't in a little while, but I used to travel a bunch for business, and I actually used to take pictures from my phone and tweet pic it, and that went to Twitter. So
that's awesome.
I did take Twitter with me. I wasn't on a deserted island yet, but...
No problem. Outcast. Twitter. Outcast, thank you so much for being on the show. As always, you're definitely welcome back, and we may even bring you back here a little bit later in this show because I want to talk to you about other things, including Worcester.
Awesome.
Worcester also, by the way.
And I am going to post something in the chat room. I may have found the guy who's behind DiggExpress.com.
Where is he? Ooh, good. Yeah, post that. Let's get.
Who is it? Who is it?
Michael Pankratov.
Oh, that's a fake name. It's definitely run by Digg.
It's the guy in Ontario, Concord, Ontario, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked up who his last
Yeah,
name.
he's definitely.
I found his LinkedIn page.
Yeah, it's fake.
It's fake.
It's got to be fake. He's fake. It's Digg. It's a Digg run site, guys. Everybody just wake up. Digg is coming after you, I promise.
Smell the Digg coffee.
Well,
yeah, thanks, James. Thanks for your Twitter input. Do we have somebody who might be on Facebook?
Outcast, we'll have you on. We'll have you on again here shortly. See ya. Oh, go ahead. Somebody said wait. Did somebody say wait?
No, no one said wait.
Nobody said wait.
Go ahead.
All right. See ya. See ya. We do have another caller on the line, and this caller was coming in, and I have no idea whether this particular caller, who is a highly respected member of the communities of social media, including Digg, Facebook, and Twitter, without knowing what your opinion is, Rami. What is your opinion?
Hey.
Hey.
What's up, guys?
Hey. I can't believe this. Hey, Rami, how you doing, buddy?
Great. How are you, Pat? Sorry to disappoint you, Aaron, but I'm with Twitter on this one.
Oh no! we need Facebook callers. Okay, next. No, I'm kidding.
Well, Facebook can be for me at least, a serious privacy issue for me because with Facebook there is this illusion of privacy, and most people think that their info is safe, but in reality, no. I mean, it gets out there, you know. But with Twitter, there's no illusion. What you say is everybody knows that everybody's going to see it, you know. And also, I think it depends on what you want. With Facebook, you just want to know what's going on with your friends' lives, who got married, who broke up with who, and you know, that kind of stuff. But with Twitter, it can be a legitimate source of what's going on in the world, you know. So to me, Twitter is like so much better than Facebook.
For like what? World news?
Yeah, for world news,
I can see that. Well, okay, so what you're saying is one's better for personal, if you wanted to share your personal business, and the other's good for news, not just world news like the Iraqi or the elections over in Iran and
for everything,
several other things, Haiti, everything bigger.
Twitter caters for everybody, for everything you want, even the Grammys, Haiti, Iraq, whatever you wanted, you'll find it over there. But with Facebook, it's just you're restricted with the news that you and your friends are interested in. So, for example, me, I'm a Linux guy, an open source guy, and not many of my real friends are into that kind of thing. So, there's nothing in Facebook that would cater to my interest in Linux and open source.
Right.
True.
Gosh, I love it.
So it depends on your network, and if you have a slightly different thing that you want to know about or explore, and your network on Facebook does not provide, you will be in the dark, basically.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, when I was on Twitter, and I still am, and I still use it, but there's a lot of times where I friended a lot of people that were had Apple in their name, shared Apple applications to told Apple stories. So yeah, I mean, and there was stuff that I was interested in. Of people that I was interested in. There are other ones as well that several other ones, as a matter of fact. I just use that one as an example. But those are the same people I wouldn't use in Facebook. And after a while, I mean, those stories didn't become mundane to me. I always enjoyed reading them, but there was so much other clutter over all the other stuff, they were too hard to find. And it's also partly my fault for adding those people. That many people.
Well, on Twitter, you're not really obligated to read every tweet. I mean, after a while, you develop this sense of what's worthy of reading and what's not, and you just skip and scan through it, you know? So unlike with Facebook, you're just cluttered with all these. The status app updates are like maybe an inch wide, so you don't get much on it in the first place. But even then, you have to scroll a lot to get to see what's on the bottom, you know. But with Twitter, you just on one page you can just skim and scan quickly and know what's going on.
It really isn't all that different, especially now that they've integrated the real-time live stream. I mean, you get to see it. Yeah, of course, people get to write more than 140 characters, but that's what makes Facebook Facebook. You get to write a lot more and be, more chatty, and Twitter doesn't offer you that. And to me, it's like, if you want to have, for instance, like, I'm going back to the fan pages because, I mean, it's great for business. And if you're a business out there, you definitely should have a Facebook fan page. And not only that, it helps your ranking. I mean, that's kind of what's great about it, because Facebook is really friendly with Google. And the other thing is that if it's for personal, like if you love Dexter, for example, you can meet other Dexter fans and have a longer lasting, without having to friend every single one of them or follow them like you would on Twitter, and be able to engage.
Hold on. Just in terms of that, though, I actually do talk on Twitter quite a bit about TV shows as I watch them. Like, I was watching Lost 2 days ago, whenever it was on, and you don't have to follow people there either. You can use hashtags and search by hashtags, or also you can create even lists and follow lists. So I was actually using a list that someone else put together of a whole bunch of Lost fans, and I was actually watching people's reactions in real time as the show, or at least during the commercial breaks, I was looking at it then, of what people were saying about the show as it happened. So, I mean, on Facebook, that would be much, much harder.
Wait, hold on. But the thing is that makes it...
Wait a minute, Victor, can you verify that what Urgo's saying is true, or is he lying again?
True. No, it's
true. Lost was a big community topic the night of the most recent premiere. That people were tweeting while watching it, whereas I wouldn't think to. I mean, I'd probably set a Facebook status update, but I think it's more likely that I'll tweet about watching a TV show than Facebooking.
What about Michael Jackson's funeral? So many people were tweeting about this.
That was everywhere. I mean, that wasn't just Twitter.
Facebook users don't do that, and I'm not saying that that's makes them a better quality people, and I'm not even saying that it makes Facebook users that type of any better than a Twitter user. I'm both, but to me, it just tells you what to cite. Anything that's news, they want to be the first to say it. They want to be the one to say, "Hey, I started this tweet that shocked the world with, the big Twitter Facebook debate on the SocialBlade show. I was the first one to tweet that." You know what I mean? They want to be talking about Michael Jackson. I'm at the funeral. I'm letting the world know, and this is that, and so on and so forth. I don't want to be. What's cool about Facebook is I'm reconnecting with a lot of people I went to grade school with.
Yeah, but I mean, even with the Michael Jackson thing, I mean, okay, that exploded on Twitter, but then it's over now, it's past. But if you're a huge, severe fan of Michael Jackson and loved him and wanted to talk more about it, like Yoon said, he said Facebook is, let me just scroll up here, Facebook is more like a permanent fan club versus one-shot deal per episode. And that was my point. Thank you, Yoon. You said it perfectly, because that's what I was trying to say, is that, instead of having to put in the hashtags or following the list, you're still limited to 140 characters, regardless. And so, with a fan page, you can be a lot more interactive and you can stay longer. So
hold on. Just the 140 characters. That really, each tweet is 140 characters, but you can just tweet several times if you have a lot to say.
Yeah, so, I get that, but I mean, wouldn't you like to... Okay, so right now, us having this conversation, would you like to have to restart after you hit 140 characters?
Can I say something about that?
Just say sentences.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Sure.
I do appreciate, and I've had this discussion with some people, I do appreciate brevity, and I think that sometimes, it's you can say a lot when you have a lot of characters, but there are times when being able to utilize what's given to you, such as 140 characters, gives you the opportunity to truly express in a form. For example, wasn't there was recently a CEO who quit via Twitter, didn't he? Someone? Talk to me. CEO who quit via Twitter. Who am I thinking of?
The Sun CEO. Sun Microsystems.
Sun Microsystems, yes. And he went to Twitter and he put in a haiku. It was brilliant. On Twitter. What's that noise? I hear noise.
That's Victor.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh,
Victor, can you mute if you're making noise?
Moot. So anyway, I don't disagree because I can be very verbose. I've written like tons of stuff, but I find it a challenge to be able to express myself in a way that truly says what I'm trying to say and keep it limited to 140 characters.
Yeah.
Can I have a point?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy Twitter, you know, and I realize that they offer different things, and they really truly should be compared. But okay, so for instance, like Facebook last year in the U.S. alone grew from 42 million to 103 million, and that's, what is it, 144.9% growth rate. And I know that Twitter grew a lot more than that, so Jason, you don't have to waste your time on pulling up the stats. But the reality is that I would say that there's more people that are actually people on Facebook and not spammers or bots that don't really exist.
Okay, we got 5
like
minutes.
on Twitter.
5 minutes. Any other guests who want to come on, please let us know. And let's each take 1 minute to express ourselves. Does that sound fair? Victor? Patrick?
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Great.
Let's do it.
All right, Victor, you'll go last. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
JD.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Urgo.
No, I was going to say JD lead us off, but Aaron volunteered.
Yeah, Aaron volunteered.
Yeah, I'm just going to sum it up to this. Twitter is the drive-through, and Facebook is the sit-down restaurant. So if you want something quick, fast, go to Twitter. If you want to sit down and have a more engaging conversation, you go to Facebook.
Wow.
That's a pretty decent analysis, actually.
I love it. I love it. Can we add another point to Twitter for that analysis? Just kidding.
Well, no, right? I mean, that analysis, that really is not a point for either one, I don't think. I think
I actually think there's a point for me. Just put Aaron.
Yes.
Aaron in there.
No, it should be a half point.
No, right? I mean, that's really accurate either way. I mean, it's each one has their purpose. You know, I mean, why do McDonald's and all these other fast food restaurants exist? People go there; they like them. So there's a place and time for everything.
Okay, so that was Urgo's minute. Actually, Aaron only took 14 seconds of her minute. Urgo finished it off. Urgo, do you have anything else to say in the next 22 seconds?
Go Twitter.
Go Twitter. We just lost a point. Thanks. That ties it up. With that one, we're tied at 8. Patrick, it's down to the wire. Tie game. 1 minute left. What do? You're on the 30-yard line. You're on your own 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Go.
Why do I have to receive? I kick off. I'm playing defense first. You go.
Ooh. Ooh. He pulls the.
And he throws it back.
Nice. He pulls the. Well, I'm going to take your kickoff, and I'm going to score.
I defer to the second half.
We're beyond the second half. This is overtime, and I'll take the ball first in overtime, and we're going to end the game right here, right now. You know, because this is going to get ugly. This is going to get dangerous. Okay. When I'm done telling you what I have to tell you about Twitter, it's over. I mean, this is the end. Oh, there's my minute. Okay, never mind. Pat, it's your turn.
It comes down to real people and friends, real life friends, people you've met, people you know, and not so much the bots that are following you, the bots that I know I've created. I don't know who else wants to fess up to it. You know, so as it be, generated retweets that are fake. Some are real, some are honest. There's so much. If And I'll tell you the one story that's got me bitter about Twitter is the fact that one day I didn't mean to rhyme. Didn't mean to get all Nipsey Russell there, but the one thing that's got me bothered more than anything else is someone tweeted that the death of a certain particular political figure. I don't want to say it, because this person is old, and stunning news, and I sent that out there, and I retweeted it, and people were coming at me like, and there was even an article about it. And where'd you get this? And I'm like, well, here it is, and here's the link, and so on and so forth. That's all I know. I was stunned by it, and I sent it along.
So false news.
A friend on Facebook would not put that kind of junk on my Facebook page, and if he did, he wouldn't be my friend.
You're right. I think that's a point. I was kidding. I was just deferring to. I was just going to intercept after that, but you made a humongously valid point. So I'm just going to say one last thing, and I know that it's already scored a point, but I think that this is, for me at least, the biggest reason why I am a Twitter fan over Facebook, is that Twitter is connecting. Facebook is an amazing tool to connect real people, real friends, and to stay in touch with everybody that you know around you. Whereas to me, Twitter is a way to connect with the rest of the world, and you're able to see what's happening. You're able to get the news exceptionally fast. You're able to get the feelings and impressions and communicate with people that you normally would not communicate. I mean, Facebook is really about friendship, true people that you actually know. I would say that the vast majority of people that use Facebook properly are only friends with their true friends. Twitter, on the other hand, does allow you to see the input from around the world. So they both have their advantages, but since we did give a point to Facebook for being more real, less bot generated, and a lot more personalized, I think that we should give a point to Twitter for being more worldly and more open to allowing us to get information from anywhere, not necessarily those who are in their own personal circle. So
okay, well, I'm going to counteract to that. I'm going to counteract to that. I'm going to do it real quick, so then I'm going to let Pat say what he's going to say. But if you're going to say that Twitter is more worldly and it's open and it's out there, well, everybody likes to curl up in a blanket inside a house. So then Facebook gets to have another point for that. Go on, Pat.
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't give her a point for that.
All right.
Even Pat
Aaron, I love you, dear. We're not deducting a point. Aaron, I love you dearly. I have no clue what you're saying there.
Well, let me explain. He's talking about, it being worldly. Well, yeah, everybody goes out into the world. You find out about the news. But everybody likes a place where they feel safe. And that's, to curl up and talk with friends and family. And that's what Facebook's like.
And guys,
if you want to compare it.
That's
what I love you too, Jared.
Just FYI, Patrick, this is why I said I don't know if we really do need a girl on the show. So just FYI. Just kidding, man. Just kidding. Wow. I know. I wrap up in a blanket too. I'm Canadian at heart as well. Patrick, what were you gonna say? Great.
No, what I was gonna. I lost my train of thought. But
Sorry, Pat.
No, what? Damn it.
I'm sorry. It's okay. We're going into the final round, the deciding vote. Victor is sitting here with a score 9 to 10. We'll go ahead and take away Aaron's 10.
Now I'm trying to think of what you were saying, Urgo. I mean, JD, where you said
news.
Oh, okay. You were saying that Facebook is for your truly true friends.
Yes.
A lot of the people that I've had on guests that I've managed, the ones that I've managed to pull, I don't know them face to face. I've never met them in person. I've never met Louis Bauer. I never met a bunch of other people.
Never met me.
And I've talked to them through Facebook, and got them. And I the only reason, let me say this, I use Louis Bauer because I'm not Facebook friends with Louis Bauer. That's the only reason I threw him out there. I didn't want to single out one person, but upcoming guests that we have coming, I talk to them through Facebook. I've never met these people. I wouldn't know them if it weren't through social media. I talk and deal with them through Facebook. I can't find them or catch up with them on Facebook, on Twitter. I mean, I catch up with them and talk to them and get to know them on Facebook. I can be more personable on Facebook. It's Twitter to me is more business generated, more machine generated, more scratch my back, I'll scratch yours generated. Whereas Facebook is more friendly, down to earth, where you get to know people you've never met before.
Excellent. I love it, Patrick. And I would definitely give you a point, but it's too wonderful to have our points at 9 going into the victor round. So
Okay.
and I'm going to say so. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and give Pat a point. So we're tied. We're up. Facebook is up 10-9, and I'm going to give a point to Twitter because Twitter is got the much cooler name.
Or is it because you're the only one that has access to the points?
I don't know. No, Urgo can tell me to add points anytime.
Another Twitter.
Judge?
For us.
You know what we can do on Twitter? Twitter, you can get instant feedback, just like you were doing here. So you can send out a message and you'll instantly get a whole bunch of people replying.
There's that point I was looking for. Okay, there's the point I was looking for. So we go to Victor.
Oh yeah, like Twitter users are gonna say, I'd rather be Facebooking.
The jury has now died. They have they've been stuck in the jury room for too long without food, and we just can't get to them. So thank you all for joining SocialBlade. And no, I'm just kidding.
So no, let's hear Victor. Victor is really the decider now.
If the mouse don't quit, if the mouse don't quit, you must quit.
So you listen to our arguments here, and
I've been paying attention, and I think everyone's made some pretty good points here. And basically, I mean, what I'm getting is, both Twitter and Facebook kind of have their own worlds within the kind of within the web, and it's hard for me to imagine someone who has a Twitter account that doesn't have a Facebook account, and vice versa. Because you all have Twitter accounts, you all have Facebook accounts, yet I think that it all comes down to personal preference. What do you enjoy? Do you enjoy connecting with your friends and family and your college buddies, or do you want to connect with a wider array of folks that you may not be directly in connection to, but yet can be able to connect to in a simple, easy, and pretty quick manner? I mean, they're two totally fundamentally different platforms, yet they both have, amazing benefits. I mean, if I want real-time news, I can go to Twitter. But if I want updates on my favorite fan page, the On with Coco page, then I'll go on Facebook. So I think Facebook has a lot of advantages in that people can create worlds of interests, and they can really go beyond just the status update mentality. But I think that's really why Twitter is great. Its scope is limited because of the 140 character limit, and that kind of creates for a different atmosphere that can't be created on Facebook. So I think it's kind of moot that it's not so much a Facebook versus Twitter, because I don't really think they're really battling over the same demographic. One's an involved in deep network, and the other is the best real-time news feed that exists. So I think that they both are still ultimately winners, but it all comes down to what you want. And if you want news and you want it now, I mean, go on the Twitter. And if you want to talk to your sisters and post pictures of your family vacations to Disney World, go to Facebook. I mean, what can you say? I would not encourage anyone to just use one or the other. I would encourage someone to use Facebook for reasons that make Facebook great, and use Twitter for reasons that make Twitter awesome. So ultimately, it'd be hard for me to just choose one. Like if I were to just choose one for the rest of my life and not have either a Facebook or Twitter account, I couldn't do that. It would be an impossible decision.
Well, that's depressing. No, but I mean, okay, seriously though, if you could only pick one, if that was you had no other choice. You had. I mean,
if you're forcing a choice on me, I would have to choose Twitter because I couldn't go without the real-time newsfeed. I mean, yes. I would have to be able to stay updated on breaking news via the breaking news Twitter account, or what my favorite celeb's doing or something.
So there you have it.
Shouldn't have pushed him, Aaron.
No, it's fine. It's fine because Facebookers, we can bounce back pretty good because I can go talk to my real friends. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We're Facebook friends, Victor and I. Okay, but the thing is that I'll have to give it to you guys, and I know Pat's probably going to scream at me later and curse and stuff, but. Oh,
no,
okay.
I tell you what, y'all send out a victorious tweet, and I'll get my 9 bots to retweet it. I'll even pull out the sexy blonde for you too.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I actually have to admit, as much as I do love Twitter, and as much as I support Twitter. The points made tonight did make me at least a little bit more open to the idea of exploring. I was the person that made the mistake and thought, ooh, Facebook, let's add a bunch of friends. So I do not use Facebook as much, basically because my account, I have 3,000 friends. Friends, as in like people that don't know me or care about me or anything like that. So I can't wrap myself in a warm blanket with the other 3,000 people. I'm stuck with Farmville invites all day. So maybe I have an invalid. I think I do need to get more involved with Twitter personally. I'm sorry, with Facebook personally, and
Facebook,
yeah, with Facebook personally. But guys, this was fun. I have to admit.
Yeah, this was fun, and I was going to say, whether you are a bird, your team bird. Follow us at twitter.com/SocialBlade, or if you're team Faith, facebook.com/SocialBlade. And
by the way, Team Bird sounds so much cooler than Team Face. Let me just say that.
Team Face, yes.
Sorry, go
ahead. Yes, and remember, if you haven't voted for SocialBlade for the Oscars for Twitter called the Shorty Awards, please do. That's that's Shorty Awards /com/SocialBlade. Yeah, I'm not as good at this as JD.
Voting ends tomorrow, Friday at noon Eastern. So there's only about 12 hours left here.
Yes, and it's because of you guys. So whether we win or lose, we're in fourth because of you guys, and we can't thank you enough for that. We truly appreciate it.
Tied for third right now, actually.
Tied for third.
I can
thank you.
Thank you so much, and yes, we appreciate you greatly. If we don't win, though, we won't have any more shows. I'll just throw that out. So if you want to keep SocialBlade on the air, go to shortyawards.com/SocialBlade. Get your 9 Twitter accounts out and vote for us. So
no, hold on. Let me just say this. Don't cheat.
I'm just kidding.
Count.
Yes, just
you don't want to be disqualified.
And he wasn't really threatening you, by the way.
I would not really threaten you.
Oh no, that's true. That's really true.
That is true.
That part.
Yes, guys, wonderful show. Go Twitter, go Facebook, go MySpace. Next week we
go. You guys. You guys were awesome tonight. Thanks for the calls too.
Oh, I know. Amanda and Friend, Outcast, Ramy. This was a fun show. We need to do it more often. Hopefully next time, not an hour and 30 minutes. From the SocialBlade crew, I'd like to say thank you.
Wait, JD, you cut me off when you were asking me about my week.
Yeah, how was your week, Patrick?
That's fine. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
You know what? Was that 140 characters? No? Okay. Go ahead, JD. Go ahead.
It was a haiku. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Urgo is coming.
7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 p.m. in Newfoundland, and that is, again, 10 p.m. in Worcester. We are SocialBlade.